Okay guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about progressive overload because I've gotten so many emails about it, so many DMs about it, so many questions in general, even from people at the gym. So it'd kind of be rude at this point to not do a video over it because so many people want to learn, so why not teach them? Basically, in the simplest terms possible, progressive overload is progressively adding stress to your body week to week on movements or lifts. Typically compound lifts people use progressive overload on, but you can use it on isolated movements as well. It is just kind of tedious to write down all of the different weights that you're doing each and every day, and a lot of people don't have time for that. So I'm going to show you guys the easiest possible way that you can improve in the gym, the easiest way that you can improve your compound lifts, squats, deadlifts, bench press, hang cleans, whatever it is, whatever you want to improve on. Watch this video and try and learn from it. Try and learn as much as you possibly can. I'm just going to show you guys exactly what I did and what worked for me when I was using progressive overload. And by that I mean I use progressive overload all the time, but when you're not in a calorie surplus, it's a lot harder to utilize it because when you're in a calorie deficit, you're not going to be able to make as much progress week to week on your weights, on your lifts in general, because your body's going to be having a hard time to build that muscle, to build that strength, and it's going to be using it for other things. The first thing I want to say is that you should be in a calorie surplus because that's huge. That's going to help you build muscle, that's going to help you get bigger lifts. Your weight is going to be correlated directly with your bench, deadlift, squat, all of that going up, and that's just how it is, whether you like it or not. And I'm not saying you can't get stronger and lose weight at the same time, because you can, especially with certain factors like if you're a beginner, if you're starting a new program, if you haven't lifted for a long time and you're starting up again. These type of factors will allow you to build muscle and get stronger while on a deficit. What I did to get stronger this past year, to get my bench up to 315, my squats up to 465, and my deadlift up to 515, I basically did progressive overload in the most simple way you could possibly do it. And that was by utilizing a 3x3, 3 sets of 3 reps. Every time I went to the gym, I did push-pull legs, rest. So 3 sets of 3, let's say we'll talk about bench press. I would do 3 sets of 3, and I think I started at around 245. I did 245 for 3 sets of 3 the first week. And I just kind of felt it out. If I could do 3 sets of 3 the next week at 255, then I would do that. If I could only do 245 for 2 sets and then 255 for the last, that was still improving, which is a very slight improvement, but that's exactly what you want. That's exactly what you need, because you want to improve on the least amount of volume that you possibly can before you go up anymore. And that's how progressive overload works. So I would go from 3 sets of 3, like I said, at 245, and then up to 255 the next week, 265 the next week. And I know that's kind of a lot of weight, and not a lot of people will be able to do that. And the second way you can progressively overload yourself is, let's say you did 3 sets of 3 at 245 one week, you could do 4 sets of 3 the next week, 5 sets of 3 the next week. Anything like that. It's just adding more stress to your body. And your muscles aren't getting used to what they're doing. They have to keep growing because you're adding this extra stress that it can't handle. And it wants to handle it, so it wants anything to maintain normal and maintain homeostasis. In the most simple way you can possibly put it, you just keep adding more weight each week. And if you can't add more weight, then you just add more volume to your lifts. And another thing, a lot of people talk about progressive overload like it's something that is so scientific, and people try and make stuff seem complicated because they want you to think that only a certain way will work, when really it's one of the most simple things you can possibly do, and it's super important. If I would have known this when I first started working out, all of my maxes would be way higher than they are right now, and that's just a fact. When I first started working out, I would just go in and without a plan and start and do different sets and reps each and every week, and that's just, you're still going to build muscle. I'm not going to say that you build muscle on pretty much any program you do, but you're not utilizing an optimal plan for your body. And I know it sucks thinking that you're going to have to start tracking each time you go into the gym. And that's why I said only do compound movements. Compound movements are super easy to do. I just write it in my notes. I write what I got that day, how I was feeling, and then that's all you have to do for bench, squat, deadlifts, whatever you want to use it on, like I said. But I just use it on the compound lifts because for me, those are the main things I want to improve on. Those are the main things that I want to see progress go up on. And I know this is very similar to tracking calories or macros, but it's just so essential, guys. Just like tracking macros, like when you don't track macros, you're not going to see as much progress on your body. You're not going to see yourself losing fat as quickly or gaining muscle as quickly as you would if you were tracking them, because you don't know what you're getting. And that's the same thing with progressive overload. If you're not tracking what you're doing each week, you're just going to do it based on how you feel, and that's just, you're not gonna steadily go up. Your gains aren't going to steadily go up. They're going to eventually go up and then start to plateau because you don't have the right program for yourself and you're not using the right techniques. And with that being said, guys, I know this was a super short video, but progressive overload, like I said, it's not that complicated. It's something so simple that a lot of people try to make complicated. And they shouldn't. They really shouldn't do that, because that just confuses you guys. So I really hope you learned something. I hope you start utilizing progressive overload. Comment any questions down below or message me on Instagram, because I will help you guys. I will help you set up a plan for you that will work for you. That is not a big deal to me. I'm here to help you guys. So please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.